Titans, Goliaths, whatever you want to call it. Thanks, Bill. Des, you played in the postseason for Andy Reid. You went against big names like Tom Brady. You know the big stage. What is the messaging like for the Chiefs leading up to this game this week?
Yeah, win or go home. You know, they put together a phenomenal run over the past 2 years, almost 3 years. This team is playing at a really high level. They understand everything they've worked for throughout the past few months comes down to today. They got to go out, battle, be sound in their keys, be sound in their technique, and go out and play football at a top level. Yeah,
then on the flip side, the Bills, they've been in big games as well, but on the other sideline, on the other winning end of things. What's the messaging like in the Bills locker room as they look to finally slay their playoff nemesis?
Yeah, a little more pressure on those guys. You know, Josh got to get over the hump and beat Patrick. That's a game for these guys that'll be one to talk about for the rest of their career. He has to beat Patrick Mahomes. Can he do it today? I think that's the storyline.
Yeah, and Dezman, I think when I look at this game, if it's close in the fourth quarter, like many people think it will be, you know, only about 2-point spread, give or take, I think the Chiefs' DNA has to be stronger than Buffalo's, right? Because the Chiefs have been here before, and they've not only won playoff games, but they've beaten the Bills. Where for Buffalo, Dezman, do you think it's in their psyche that if it gets down to the wire, oh no, could this be happening again? Father Mahomes, could he break our hearts yet again?
Absolutely. History doesn't work in Buffalo's favor. The games have been historically close throughout the past, but still, Kansas City has found ways repeatedly to pull games out at the end of the game. That's what they fear today. Can Kansas City do what they've done, keep it close, find a way to win today?
No, we heard Carolina talking about how she's nervous, how do players deal with nerves? Because Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, they may not be that nervous, but there's a lot more guys than just 15 and 87.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the young guys, they're nervous right now. They're trying to make sure they don't make the play that blows the game. They want to go out and play sound, play within the scheme of the game, but still go out and make big plays.
Yep, we shall see. Either way, another chapter to this epic postseason rivalry kicks off to break down the biggest play from the last time Kansas City played Buffalo. So, Des, on 4th and 2, late in the fourth quarter, Josh Allen ran for a 26-yard game-winning touchdown. Des, slowing down Allen's legs today, just as important as limiting his arm.
Absolutely. His legs are one of his key weapons. He utilizes it to extend plays, to beat defenses, to third downs, fourth downs. You have to stop Josh Allen, keep him in the pocket, keep him contained. For these pass rushers up front, it'll be about contained rushing. Be disciplined in your lanes and tackle the guy.
Yeah, and when we look back at that last matchup, the only game all regular season that Chiefs starters lost, this was the biggest play of the game. Dezman, it's not as much for me about the play. You give credit to number 17, but it's getting in that spot. 4th and 2. Key to victory today, don't get into 3rd and 3, 4th and 3, because the Bills are going to convert that most of the time. Dezman, it's going to be key if the Chiefs can get incompletions and hold them to no gains on 1st and 2nd down, forcing 3rd and long so that they can't run easily.
Well, this offense is a lot like ours. You know, they're really good on 3rd down, 4th down, especially short. They can open up the playbook. They have a lot of weapons. They're going to utilize them. Kansas City has to keep them in 3rd and long. Shorten that deal up. That way they have some opportunities to get off the field. Yeah, well, it starts up front. You know, this defensive line for ours, these guys are the money makers. Chris Jones, they get paid the big bucks for a reason. Karlaftis is coming along, 3 sacks last week. I expect them to have a repeat performance. They have to in order to beat this team. But they got to keep Josh Allen inside of the pocket. That'll be crucial today.
Yeah, I don't know if an 8-sack performance is a realistic expectation, but I think it does start there with turnovers because the Bills do not turn the ball over. So if you can force one takeaway, I think that's huge. And Josh Allen, almost impossible to sack. So if you can get 1 or 2 sacks, Neal, that'll go a long way.
You know, it's one thing to say you want sacks. It's another thing to do it. This Buffalo offensive line is impressive. And as you said, Josh Allen is so big and strong and runs so well. He's hard to sack. They've only given up, I think, like 14 this year, something like that. Their numbers are unbelievable. If the Chiefs are going to win this, I think they're going to win it by winning the battle at corner and safety and making Josh Allen the one-dimensional guy. They've got to stop Cook, the running back. If they can do that, I think they win this football game.
In Spags, we trust. He sent a lot of blitzes the last time these two teams met in Buffalo. Most of the time, didn't get home. But if Spags blitzes can get home today, that's a recipe for success. This is the most well-rounded the Chiefs' offense has looked all year with playoff Kelce activated, Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown, and DeAndre Hopkins all up to speed as wide receivers. Kareem Hunt fairly rested. So, Dez, can the Chiefs' offense unleash the fury today and reach its full potential?
Well, today's the day. You know, they got a deep roster, one of the deepest rosters now on offense in the National Football League. Ton of receivers, some veterans, some young guys. I want to see Kansas City put it all together. They need one of those games today to beat Buffalo.
Neal, what are you looking for when Mahomes has the rock today?
I'd like to see the wide receivers get more involved. Obviously, for various reasons, it did not happen last week against the Texans. They had the one throw to Hollywood Brown that looked like a deep completion, which he wasn't able to hang on to. And thank goodness Kelsey came through. It is nowhere near as windy today. Wind played a real factor in the passing game last week. It is almost still today. That'll benefit them. Also, Buffalo's missing maybe 3 starters in the defensive secondary. They're nowhere near as good as they'd like to be in the secondary right now. They're playing with a lot of second stringers and with a banged up guy. This is the game the Chiefs might be able to explode with the wide receivers. We've been waiting for it all year. Maybe it happens today.
Yeah, Bills safety Taylor Rapp out for the game. And Dezman, I think like many Chiefs fans think, in some ways the Chiefs season starts today, okay? There wasn't a whole lot of fear they would lose the Texans. There wasn't a whole lot of fear that a regular season loss would sink them. And I think offensively, things have been building up to today. Andy Reid may have been saving some plays. The troops are ready. Kelsey, 100% as we saw last week. Is that fan thinking, or is there some truth to that?
No, I think so. It's time to unleash the beast today. You got all your weapons. This is the game that matters. The whole season comes down to today. Andy Reid is going to let loose.
It's now or never, and don't underestimate how reliable it is to see what 87 did last week, to know that he still has that in the tank after a regular season that he wasn't counting on as much. That'll be a key. Remember, he had 2 touchdowns against the Bills last postseason.